6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Hassan Gilani. First, the headlines. Nation is observing Yom-e-Taqaddus-e-Quran today to lodge protest against desecration of the Holy Quran in Sweden. Prime Minister has assured to extend every possible facilitation to Chinese investors. President has stressed for job placement of persons with disabilities in public and private sectors. Arbitration Court at The Hague rejecting India's objections regarding controversial Kishan Ganga and Ratle projects has upheld Pakistan's position. Israeli forces martyred 2 more Palestinians in occupied West Bank today. Complete shutdown will be observed to mark the 7th martyrdom anniversary of Burhan Wani in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
रेडियो पाकिस्तान की ऑफिशियल मोबाइल ऐप, जहां आपको मिलेगी रेडियो पाकिस्तान के तमाम मीडियम वेव्स और एफएम चैनल्स की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ताजा तरीन खबरें, रेडियो पाकिस्तान की दिलचस्प पॉडकास्ट सर्विस और बहुत कुछ। तो अभी विजिट करें radio.gov.pk/apps और अपने मोबाइल फोन्स पर रेडियो पाकिस्तान की ऑफिशियल मोबाइल ऐप डाउनलोड करें। रेडियो पाकिस्तान, कौम की आवाज।
And now the news in detail. Nation is observing Yom-e-Taqaddus-e-Quran today to lodge protest against desecration of the Holy Quran in Sweden. In this connection, rallies and demonstrations were taken out across the country after Friday prayers. In their sermons, religious scholars highlighted the sanctity of Holy Quran. Supreme Court Bar Association organized a rally in Islamabad and also submitted a condemnation resolution at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Speaking on the occasion, President of Supreme Court Bar Association said, "This despicable act is a conspiracy against Islam and Muslims." He said such incidents are intolerable. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has assured to extend every possible facilitation to Chinese investors for investment in Pakistan. He made the remarks while talking to a delegation of Service Long March Tires, Cheong Long Tires, led by Chairman Lee Kuguang in Islamabad. The Prime Minister directed the relevant quarters to extend maximum facilitation to Chinese investors for improvement of tires industry in Pakistan. Shehbaz Sharif also directed the authorities concerned to curb the smuggling of tires. He said a comprehensive policy soon be furnished to check the smuggling of tires and spare parts. Shehbaz Sharif welcomed the Chinese investment through a joint venture with prominent Pakistani tires company. The Prime Minister was informed that the tires being manufactured in Pakistan at a plant established through the Chinese investment are also being sold in international market. It was also informed that the production of tires will be increased to take the annual exports to $200 million. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has said the government is committed to empower youth, as empowering them is key to ensure development and prosperity of the country. Addressing the launching ceremony of laptop program in Islamabad today, he said the youth is capable enough to transform the country's fate. He said billions of rupees have been allocated in the budget for distribution of 100,000 laptops to the youth. Referring to the steps being taken for the youth, he said 5 billion rupees have been allocated in the budget for provision of agriculture loans to them. He said $5 billion rupees have also been earmarked to provide vocational training to them. Addressing a ceremony in connection with the launching of social protection accounts under Benazir Income Support Program in Islamabad today, Shehbaz Sharif has reaffirmed commitment to further expand Benazir Income Support Program to support the deserving families. Terming the BISP program as a valuable welfare project, he said Benazir Bhutto Shaheed envisioned this program and then it was initiated back in 2008. 8. Shehbaz Sharif thanked the friendly countries over financial assistance to Pakistan during the recent difficult times. He said the country will stand on its own feet by generating its own resources. President Dr. Arif Alvi has stressed for job placement of persons with disabilities in public and private sectors to empower them financially. Chairing a meeting in Islamabad today, he said, the suitability of PWDs for different jobs in the market should be determined as per international standards. The President emphasized the need for adopting the framework for classification of disabilities developed in line with international standards and best practices at the national and provincial levels. Resident representative of International Monetary Fund, Esther Perez Roas, called on Minister for Commerce Syed Naveed Qamar in Islamabad today. During the meeting, they discussed various aspects of IMF's standby agreement with Pakistan. This is Radio Pakistan. The Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague has rejected India's 6 objections challenging the ongoing court's jurisdiction to hear the case about the controversial designs of 330 megawatt Kishan Ganga and 850 megawatt Ratle hydropower projects that India is building on Pakistan's rivers Jhelum and Chenab. The Permanent Court of Arbitration declared that the court is competent to consider the disputes set forth in Pakistan's request for arbitration. The court will now move forward to address the issues and disputes between Pakistan and India concerning the Kishan Ganga and Ratle hydroelectric projects. Responding to media questions regarding the decision announced by the Court of Arbitration in Hague, the Foreign Office spokesperson said Pakistan is in receipt of the award of Court of Arbitration. The spokesperson said the Indus Water Treaty is a foundational agreement between Pakistan and India on water sharing. She said Pakistan remains fully committed to the treaty's implementation, including its dispute settlement mechanism. She further said, we hope that India would also implement the treaty in good faith. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed tomorrow to mark the 7th martyrdom anniversary of popular youth leader Burhan Muzaffar Wani. Call for the shutdown has been given by All Parties Hurriyat Conference to pay tributes to Burhan Wani and other martyrs of Kashmir freedom movement. The strike call has been supported by all pro-freedom leaders and organizations. The APHC has also called for a march towards Taral, the native area of Burhan Wani, tomorrow to express solidarity with the families of the martyrs. Illegally detained APHC leaders Bilal Ahmed Siddiqui and Nur Muhammad Fayaz, in their messages from jails, said Burhan Wani will always remain an inspiration for the oppressed people of Kashmir. Indian court has dismissed Indian opposition leader Rahul Gandhi's appeal seeking a stay on his conviction in a defamation case. He was sentenced to 2 years in jail in March for his 2019 comments about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's surname at an election rally. Israeli forces martyred 2 more Palestinians in a shootout in the occupied West Bank. The raid took place early this morning. Meanwhile, United Nations has strongly condemned Israel's use of excessive force in attack on Palestine. In a statement, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres criticized Israel for preventing injured people from receiving medical care and humanitarian workers from reaching those in need. The 24th martyrdom anniversary of Kargil hero Havaldar Lalak Chand Nishane-Haider was observed today. Havaldar Lalak Chand laid down his life while valiantly defending the motherland during Kargil War in 1999. The Armed Forces Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee Services Chief have paid rich tribute to Havaldar Lalak Chand. The ISPR in a statement said these brave heroes offered supreme sacrifices for the defense of the motherland, and nation will remain indebted to them forever for their valiant struggle and sacrifices. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif also paid tribute to the valor of Havaldar Lalak Chand Shaheed Nishane-Haider. And finally, the weather. More rain with wind and thunderstorm is expected in Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Pothohar region, Punjab, East, northeast Balochistan, and Sindh during the next 12 hours. Isolated heavy falls are also expected in east and northeast Punjab, Potoha region, Kashmir, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, northeast Balochistan, and central and lower Sindh during the period. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.